You.
Hello and welcome to Excellency Heavy League. I'm Axman87 and you're watching week 4 here. We had some staff mix-ups just about an hour before going live, and it's me and Cam here on the desk for you. But
Hello.
hopefully we get the analytical chops to carry this thing through to completion. Cam, what's the matchup here tonight, and what should we expect from these two teams?
Tonight we have a very exciting matchup here, hopefully. We have Lotus versus Degenerates Spawn. And like you said, thank you very much. I am Cam Calm. Thank you, Axman. We have a new caster with us here tonight as well. Huey going to be joining us on the Rift here. Hopefully we're going to be getting into Game 1 draft very soon. Lotus currently is sitting at number 1 in the standings at 8-1, tied with SEC Death Cards. Degenerates down in 6th place. They are 3-6 right now, but Lotus has had that first week bye with the 3-0. Degenerates has not quite yet, so standings can be a little bit not entirely trustworthy until everyone gets that bye, right?
For sure, right? And you talk about a team that's as undefeated as this Lotus squad is, and it leaves a lot on the table as far as what are they capable of, right? You know that they're capable of great things, but where is that ceiling? How far can they go? And for the Degenerates, it's kind of the opposite, right? How far this team goes down, or if there is a scenario and circumstance where this team suddenly just starts popping off, right? Sometimes you get midway through a league and like a light bulb just turns on for a team, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, we found our groove, and they take off, and they can start taking games off of top teams. But as far as just like, you know, the stats we're going to talk about here going into this game 1, things aren't looking good for the Degens, right? It's not great. But you know, there is always that spark, always that I don't know. I believe, Cam.
Yes.
Do you believe, Cam?
Of course. I always believe. I never predict a 3-0. You always got to go 2-1, right? If I had to predict for a series stand, I would go 2-1 in favor of Lotus. Does that Degenerates can't take 2-1? No, I think it could definitely be at least a 1-1 in favor of either team. And then the last game, I'm hoping that it does come down to a game 3, right? That's always the most exciting thing.
Yeah, when it comes out to a contested series, I think that's the best. But we are playing 3 blocks, so no matter what happens here tonight, we're going to be here for you for 3 games. Come heck or high water, we will be here all night long for you on the Excellency Heavy League. Here's the draft getting underway for you. Get that up on screen. Degens Spawn on the blue side, Lotus on red. The first pick will go over to the Degens after the first round of the bans. Bans coming through now.
Yeah, Degens starting here on blue side does give them that B1 power pick prio if they do want to take it, right? It can be that Xin Zhao, that Jarvan that we've seen a lot in the other leagues, especially Jarvan is going to be banned away. So is Viego, so those are 2 of the highest priority B1s, and then Thresh also being up there on the table. Also going to be banned away though, so still I see Xin Zhao, I see Diana, I see a few other mid laners. I think Set is sort of B1able, maybe, into potentially I think Set can definitely be B1able, and then there's like a whole list of ADCs, like Ashe, and then Ezreal, and then Xin Zhao. Yeah, so they 3-ban the jungler, man. That's what you gotta do now.
Definitely love the bans from Degens here, just coming straight in with the meta bans, picking that meta Leona as well, trying to really I don't know. For me, this is like a united front draft, right? This is we're a strong team. We're going to come in and we're going to try and show you what we can do. Just kind of leave the past behind. I think that's a great way to approach a draft coming through here. And Leona, definitely a very strong champion. Also, very non-committal from a draft standpoint. You can build any comp you want around this champion. It's just generally strong. Lotus coming through with a Trundle and Galio. A little bit more locked into a playstyle there, showing they don't really care what Degens are drafting. They're going to draft these champions no matter what. It's kind of a static draft from Lotus.
Yeah, I like how Lotus did decide to go with 2 flex picks here. Leona, not really a flex pick, but like you were saying, she is just such a power pick for support right now. Trundle can go top, most likely will be going jungle. Galio can go mid, most likely will be going support, because he can very easily match Leona roams and can be much more tankier than her. He doesn't have as much easy to hit CC, but if he does hit, you know, like a pretty massive ultimate, then he can still do just as much, if not more, than a Leona in these team fights, as we have a Vi and a potential Cassio? Nope, not a Cassiopeia. It's gonna be a Syndra right there. I would assume it's a Syndra mid lane, but it could also be Syndra APC.
Definitely could be. Coming in clutch with the Leona, definitely a possibility. That's a super aggro lane. Lots of damage, especially at level 6. And lots of pick potential as well. And that's something that Degen's spawn, their comp has in common so far with this first round of picks is just pick potential. That's a great thing for an underdog team to focus on, because if there's anything they can count on this series, it's being behind at some point, right? And pick potential is what's going to get you back into the games and save you from those, just plays you make as an underdog team where you give the enemy mid laner like a triple kill early in the game. It's just going to happen. That's just how the game works. And if you have those comeback mechanics, if you have that pick potential, you give yourself a much better chance of coming out with some success.
Yeah, hopefully. And then you do have that Caitlyn locked in here for Lotus. We saw Caitlyn shine very strongly last night in mid-league, so I do have very high hopes for this champion. Of course, she is much more of that lane bully champion than the scaling team fight champion that you usually do like to pick with a support like Galio, so maybe that does show that it is probably going to be Galio mid lane with some other support like a Nautilus or a Morgana going into bot lane. And as I say that, Morgana is going to be banned away, of course, but still could have another very strong hook champion with her to just try and get her as head as possible in the bot lane very early on, and then she can snowball the other lane. Take her on R4, R5.
I would say with the focus in this draft towards the bot side of the map from the Degens, they're probably saving those last couple of picks for their bot lane. I think that means the Syndra's going into the mid lane here.
Yeah.
Yeah, not sure what to expect from an AD carry, but I guess we're gonna see that. Honestly, I like it, right? I mean, I like the focus towards the bottom side map. Lucian hovered. That'll be exciting. Like to see that picked up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think Syndra works really well with Leona, because Syndra, her entire combo, you can press it in half a second, and then you're getting, what, like 1 Leona passive proc. You're not gonna be getting the amount that an AD carry would over time, and Lucian locked in here could be a flex. Syndra and Lucian could flex mid and bot, right? But just because of Leona, I would like to think that it is that Lucian bot lane, and that is a very strong kill lane for bot lane, as well as in team fights. But again, Lucian, very short range. Caitlyn, very long range.
Lilia hovered. This is going to be the top lane Lilia if it's locked in. Heimerdinger as well. Lots
Don't
of
worry
AP.
about that. Okay.
Yeah, lots of AP top laners showing up there. They're like, hey, we need some magic damage on top of this Syndra. And that Kayle is going to get locked. And once again, great look for an underdog side. You want early damage, early pressure all over the map. But you also want something in the back pocket for the late game, right? Because even though the job of the underdog is to make things happen in the early game and try to throw off, the veteran squad, if you can force the game state to a position where you can stall it out, Kale's a very low, low skill, I guess, kind of low. There's not a lot of thought to it. You just kind of win once Kayle hits level 16, and that's definitely a tool you like to have in your back pocket if you're not really supposed to win the game, right? So Gnar coming through, picked up with Sylas in second rotation. You see that a lot, like that pick.
Yeah, Sylas has some really strong ultimates to steal this game as well. You have a Kayle ultimate that you can steal. You have a Leona ultimate. You can Leona ult into Galio ult into Caitlyn trap, and it's just going to be real painful for whoever you landed on. Vi ultimate as well can be very strong for Sylas. He can just have a point and click CC on a champion that already has a massive amount of CC, right? Syndra, it is helpful if Sylas does build AP. It will scale off of his own AP build as well, right? And Lucian probably less so because he's not building AD. If he builds AD for Lucian ultimate, then that is going to be something. But I'm not expecting that. So most likely Syndra will be more useful there.
Yeah, if he starts building AD, like, oh, I'm gonna get these culls, I'm gonna do it to him, that would be wild. But it's the type of skill disparity between these two teams. We might see something like that. And honestly, that's one of the bigger ways in leagues like this that top teams will lose games, is just through disciplinary stuff like that, where you're like, hey, I'm gonna build AD Sylas, and you end up throwing a game over it. And when you only need to take one game off of a team for the point differential, stuff like that is what you want to be careful of if you're a team like Lotus. So definitely want to be looking out for that moving forward in this draft. Pretty sure Galio support here. You called that out, but
Yeah.
I think so. We got that locked in. Um, yeah, with the Trundle in the jungle pick there. Not in love with the Trundle pick. How do you feel about Trundle?
He can't. Usually, Trundle is picked as a counter pick to Zhao. I don't really see him picked that often into any other comp. The only other time that you would pick Trundle is as as a counter pick to if the enemy picks like 2 or 3 massive tanks. Now, they did lock Trundle into seeing a Leona, so that is fair. I think he can stop Leona E with his pillar, but I'm pretty sure he can't stop Vital with his pillar because she is unstoppable. But there is a dash on Lucian ultimate. Or just a dash on Lucian, not just Lucian ultimate, right? So he can stop that with pillar as well, but still it's like you have 1 tank in Leona and maybe half a tank in Vi, right? So it's not going to be as strong if they did lock it in later as a specific counter pick.
I think there's something to be said as well for a team going into the position Lotus is in to early pick Trundle, just to try and bait the enemy team into not picking a front line, right? Because conventional wisdom is like, oh, they pick Trundle, so I'm not going to pick Sejuani, I'm not going to pick these massive tanks. But if you come out of the draft on the back end with no front line, that Trundle pick did its job just by getting into your head. And that's kind of what we have here, right? There's not a huge front line from Degenerate spawn. They first picked that Leona, but everything after that Trundle has been, a little bit more damage focused. And while that's okay for Degenerates to go for, and I think their comp is fine, it definitely does not have much of a front line.
Yeah, and locking in Kale on B5, usually Kale is a champion that you just try to build a comp around. You can't really just slot a Kale in and be like, here's our 8p damage is a Kale, and the rest of the team is a bunch of marksmen, right? So she's going to need a lot of resources put into her. She's not really a quote-unquote real champion until level 11, and especially not until level 16, just because of how oppressive enemy top laners can be. That does not mean that she cannot get early kills, and if she does, that is a massive snowball for her because any early gold in her is just ridiculous, right? But it's just like this comp is not built around protecting a Kale. This Kale is going to have to put a lot of resources into himself just to try and get ahead on his own.
100%. Yeah. This Kale is just kind of a late game win condition. If the game gets that late, they're not going to try and play around it. I wouldn't anyway. I don't think that makes a lot of sense, but they do have a very strong bottom side of the map here.
Yeah.
Hopefully they play around that. Hopefully they play around dragon control and try to get these late game scalers shut down early over on the side of Lotus. I think they have a good shot at doing that. They have a pretty good comp drafted for that purpose to win those early skirmishes, to get those lane priorities for those early objectives. And yeah, hopefully they have some success here in game 1.
Yeah, hopefully, and we will be going on to the Summoner's Rift now, right after Spectator Delay. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back here with the game 1 on the Rift. I will be joining you as well as our new caster here, Hui.
to hold our heads up high and beat the drum to what we love. Risk the fall, oh, we have felt it all come crashing down from far above. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding, only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giants? Can we make the final call? We are the ones to ignite the darkened skies, the champions of a world that we defy. A solar ray of the few who rise up high, and we all fight at the last strike. Hearing voices from afar, join the madness when the curtain falls. Risk it all, hold nothing back. Seize the day, we must attack. Stars are rising, countless worlds colliding. Only one will take it all. Can we bring to fall the giant?
What is up, everybody? XLNC, we are here for game 1, Degenerate spawn with Lotus. Lotus on the red side, DGS on the blue, and I am so excited to see how this goes down. Will the underdogs be able to take the win, or will number 1 hold down the spot?
Yeah, what is gonna happen here tonight, Huey? Welcome to Heavy League here, and as you see, we've got a solid 5-point for both teams. Unfortunately, we don't get any super early level 1 shenanigans. It is still only game 1, right? Maybe game 2, maybe game 3, but I do gotta say, we've got a Hextech Galio user on the Rift right now.
Already with the flex skins already. I don't know if the skin diff really fully counts. I really digging that new. I think that's one of the new Silas skins there. That one's super fresh over there. That's expensive right there. That's what? That's crazy. I really like this. Speaking of, just checking over on the runes and masteries. Nothing too much out of the ordinary. Top side both with the TP, mid lane with TP as well. So we're gonna see a lot of movement come over into the mid game.
Yeah, none of those early Ignite 1v1s, right? None of these solo lanes are really playing for their own lane. That is how competitive usually works, right? Is you take TP for those team fights, for those potential split pushes, and definitely for those late game Baron and Elder and Soul team fights that are just really the best. And if you don't have TP, if you have Ignite, yes, you might win laning phase, but in solo queue, winning laning phase wins games a lot easier than in competitive.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. We get a little of a exchange there to the mid side. Cool Crab taking a slight lead there. Overall, checking for the junglers there. Starting to clear out their camps. They will not collide, actually, with each other. So Vi should be looking more towards top lane and mid, while Trundle, on the other hand, may actually come mid up now.
JVL.
Ooh, JVL with the chain going on in. Starting up, Chain Burst is there as well. Cool Crab getting the trade. There goes... Oh, and he gets away. Close there. Nice.
Yeah, that was a really nice gank timer by Not Yoshi right there. He got a gank after his third camp, right? Hot S'mores, he was still on the Wolves. He was still on his third camp. There was no potential for a counter gank. It's just a little bit too early to find any CC, right? So there's not a flash or not really anything burned. It's just showing your face just for a little bit of XP. As Gold Crab.
AVL going on in again, and the full burst combo in the minion waves, giving him that first blood. Trading flash for it though, but Cool Crab using flash as well, so I feel that's a full trade win there.
Yeah, absolutely, but Hot S'mores.
Hot S'mores here with the flash, but JVL with the chain burst, with the follow-up from Not Yoshi, and that's 2-0 like that.
Hot S'mores, he went in, he committed his flash to going in, and with that, he had no way of getting out. He realized, wait, that's a 1v2 right there. I'm a very early buy. You have to hit that level 6 power spike on this champion, and just at level 3, you commit your flash to go in, and you're just not gonna make it out.
That King Slayer heal and damage is insane. He was only level 3. And that heal return was insane. That was a full burst combo landed too, with the wraparound from Not Yoshi. That was really nice. Just teamwork. I think honestly, accelerate here with the attack. Pillar Ice is there as well. Forcing Bassi to flash. That was a little sloppy in the beginning, but it totally worked out for them at the end.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy, but it is going to be okay. But we're still going in the bot lane.
Going on in. The flash cleanse is used there. Gladio is going to take the damages there from the roam from Vi. Fair trades there for Alistar. Actually winning this trade as of right now is going to take the push a little more. I like the vision as well. They're going to just take the wave collision here. I think that's going to be the pause there. That weighs a lot of sums over for the side of DGS.
Yeah, you're missing 3 flashes right now on the side of Degens, on 3 pretty massive carries as well. You only have it on your bot lane, and bot lane has been the quietest lane so far right now, right? So it's like, if anything does happen here, we can certainly expect those flashes to be used, and then you look on Lotus, you have no flashes available except for the top side. It's the complete opposite story. As I do want to mention, unfortunately, on the spectator bug client that you see on stream, the champions are invisible, and you also are not able to see items, because that is just a wonderful client right there, unfortunately. But
sorry.
It is okay. You don't need to see champions anyway. You know that they're there.
Checking over for the gold as of right now. Just saw us a huge lead over onto the mid side, but for most of the rest of the game, not too bad there. Kale taking a slight lead over Nar there, especially in the CS department as well. Slight lead headed over for Caitlyn as well, and just checking for items. A lot of sustainability, but the TP coming on in. Will he be able to get the taunt? Taunt unavailable. JBL is here, but they're not going to be able to get for that. Oh, but the flip back there gets the chain whip, and Dark Reverence is going to have to flash back away. Ignite being proc there over onto Leona, but that's going to be about it.
Man, JVL, he faked it out. He teleported in. He was like, "Oh, you missed the taunt. I'm gonna just walk backwards." And then all of a sudden, he's like, "Oh no, I'm still going." And you see, that is a very massive wave crashed into the bot side of Degen. So there is a large amount of punish and a very free cheater right there. And it's just all thanks to JVL's TP. He didn't commit flash at first. I thought he did, but he didn't actually have to. As he just went in with his E, looked scary enough to crash a massive wave. As Hot S'mores with the scuttle.
Nice steal from Hot S'mores there, level behind, was able to secure it, and they're going to start Cloud Drake here, which isn't a bad call. This is the 4-man. Let's see if the steal will come in. Oh, it's the Leona ult. He's going to go for the land. Blue team does secure it, but they're going to go in, and JVL starting on the cleanup. Stun being landed over onto it. Not Yoshi taking a lot of damage. Flashes the punch away from Vi. Check it down over onto the bot side. JVL on the killing spree, trying to pick up this bot lane as Syndra does run away here. I don't know if they're going to fully be able to escape, but they do. Stun being whiffed there as well. And yeah, no, that's going to be an escape. But that's Dragon 4-2.
Yeah, that was the first dragon falling over to Degens, finally picking up an objective for themselves. Unfortunately, no kill quite yet going into their pocket. They are still sitting around 2,000 or 3,000 gold down, right? But that doesn't matter if you are able to continue securing these early dragons. Next up, you're going to have that Infernal as well, a very powerful early dragon just in over 4 minutes. But hopefully Degens are able to pick up some kills before then get some more gold into either the pocket of Dark Reverence or the Cool Crab, probably their more early game damage, and then hopefully they get some Bossy the Cat up in top lane as well.
Bossy the Cat put on the damage upside down. Oh. We go into a slight pause. We'll be right back. we are back. Sorry about that. We should be all good to go. As we get a slight pause into the action, Infernal Drake will be spawning in about 3 minutes here. We are getting a rotation bot side of the supports, just trying to get their jobs done. And yeah, real quick, as we just get a slight of breath air, what do you think will be Soul 4? We know it's not going to be Cloud or Infernal, so we only have Earth or Ocean.
Ooh, well, first, before we look towards the dragon, I just want to welcome Lotus onto the Summoner's Rift. I mean, they were invisible to us before. We can finally see them now. Unfortunately, on my screen, I can now never see minions anymore, so that I'm just not going to be able to do that. But we can see champions, which are far more important. As for the Dragon Soul, very important question, I do have to say. I hope it is an Ocean Soul, because there aren't a lot of tanks on the map right now. Ocean Soul can kind of make up for that a little bit, but bot lane, not gonna lead down.
They're being dropped. There goes the E as well. Flash Cleanse being dropped. But there goes the lockdown over from Vi. Oh, the Coling being dropped as well. The flash juke to get out of the last couple of hits there. Mr. Kiwi will live with his life, but the turnaround coming back on in. Accelerate is there, but the damages are too much. It's not going to be enough to cut through. Bazio coming with his own teleport as well. Talking about that mid-game action, and it's already getting serious.
Yeah, it absolutely is. This Dark Refuge, he's still going
Oh,
in.
he's still going for it. Dash goes on through. Oh, passive didn't proc that next hit there for him. Not Yoshi here is going to pull away Leona. Leona's going to take the damages and the tower. JVL over onto the side. Everfrost going to be proc. The stun lockdown just going to be too long. JVL's going to walk away 4-0 right now for JVL.
Yeah, huge on the Silas right now. If only he started Darksteel, right? It's these kinds of games that are like, man, if I started Darksteel, this would have been absolutely huge, right? But unfortunately, he does not. He is sitting on a lot of gold in his pocket, though. Just over 4,500 gold for himself right now. The most in the game, of course, as Lotus currently sitting quite a bit up in gold. I cannot trust my gold graph. I'm looking 3K gold up for themselves right now. It's just getting bigger and bigger.
And yeah, the spectator bug gets kind of crazy sometimes. One time I went, they were like at one leech. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, that's too much gold for these guys. But the gold, like you said, the gold lead is starting to spread pretty seriously now. Everfrost already in the pocket. Over for the side of JVL. Noon Quiver for both sides. So actually, ADCs are actually kind of tied. Ooh, no, just a stun back there for Cool Crab. Tiamat already being dropped over for not Yoshi as well. So you're starting to really see the pieces of the puzzle starting to fall in over for Lotus. So I want to see if they will be able to extend this lead. 20 seconds left. TPs are actually not going to be available. Cool Crab has theirs. JVL should have theirs right before Dragon. But if topside is top, they will not be a part of this Dragon as we get 5 seconds left into it.
Yeah, Dragon now spawning. Infernal is on the map. You do see Degenerates currently does have the bot lane control, and you already have Cool Crab and Hot S'mores. Starting it up would be the second Dragon for themselves. Very nice early stack Dragon. Yes, they're down in kills. Yes, they're down in gold. But if you're able to find an early soul for your team, especially with a Kale, could be huge, but Smite.
Black Steel going for the munch, not enough there, but here comes the hero's approach to go in. The Silas will get Vi's life. Vi will trade for Trundle. Dark Reverence in the wrong spot, but the flash away will get him out of there. And that's going to be 2 for 1, but securing drag. So honestly, it's a little iffy there. Oh, for the flash away, he is going to get away though. That is so close there. Dark Reverence almost recalling in a bad spot. I don't know how far Mr. Key. Yeah, I didn't think Mr. Key was going to take it too far, but they should get a lot of plates here bot side.
Yeah, a lot of plates into Alistar's and Mr. Kiwi's pockets. Dark Reverence, man, I gotta say that recall was just so unfortunate. Having to burn both summoners for just pressing the B button in a bad spot, right? That is about as unfortunate as it could possibly get, as just 13 minutes into this game, not even a Rift Herald taken yet, and you just see the dominance that a Caitlyn can have in a laning phase. 4 plates in favor of them. Again, not even a Rift Herald for them. It's just so much gold, so much pressure that they're able to find on their own.
Oh, charging up to escape. Hot S'mores get disrupted by the Pillar of Ice, which is more like garbage in that skin. But hey, not Yoshi getting a nice pick there and rotating over to the Herald.
Yeah, finally we'll take that first Herald. It will be after plate spawn, so there will not be a second Rift Herald in this game. As JVL and Mr. Kiwi, man, I swear they were almost gonna go for Cool Crab, right? They could have almost gone in if they landed any of their CC. It's just Cool Crab. If he walks out past that wall, right, he is in a death zone.
Oh yeah, no, the thing is, as of right now, especially with the lead that he has, JVL has Cool Crab on allowance. So you're gonna have to play with it and just kind of bide your time. Hopefully find a pick later on. You're not too far behind, honestly. 0-1, and 1 isn't the worst. You don't want to make it any harder for you though to start ramping up once you do start getting those. Once you start looking for those pick plays.
Yeah, and JVL, he's just been so huge on the Silas still. He hasn't gotten a kill in at least 60 seconds, so he's let Degens breathe at least a little bit right here, but still, once it does start getting the even more team fights, we are almost at that 15-minute mark, 2.5 minutes on Soul Point for Degens if they are able to take it, but with the 550 shutdown sitting on JVL's head right now, you have to commit 2 members, even 3 members, and you have to land your CC in the perfect order to try and shut down this Silas, because at this point, he's going to win a team fight if he's just there.
Yeah, a lot easier said than done. Accelerate going on in. The hop is there. Not Yoshi is here for the assist as well. Bassi is in trouble. Gonna have to use the ult there, unfortunately. I think maybe able to escape with it. Looking for the flash. Still available. But there goes Trundle's subjugate there. And just gonna take away Bassi there. I think Bassi was looking to save the subs. Checking down bot side. The 4-man Fiesta. Dark Reverence is just going to get picked up there. Oh, excuse me. Gallia's going to get picked up there.
Oh my, I saw Vi channeling her Q right there, and I was like, oh no,
Yeah,
she's gonna go back in. But JVL has arrived here in the bot lane, did not even have to use that, or no, he did have to use that teleport and just not really getting any from a Hotspurs.
What's going on in, but there goes the Everfrost. Channel, stopping the channel again, but ult is still available. Putting on the damages there, and that's a shutdown before Dragon. That's big. Yo, I don't know what Accelerate is doing. No rage available as well. Just gonna feed a second kill over to the side of TGS.
Oh no, Accelerate, he saw JVL dying and he's like, alright guys, I'm a TP and I'm gonna go save him. And then he was already dead. He teleported into 4 members of Degens, just giving them yet another kill. Now they've closed the gold lead just to 3,000 gold in favor of Lotus. Much better than it was just 30 seconds ago, right? And now 40 seconds to their soul point on this Ocean Dragon, which I did predict correctly, by the way. I have to point that out, but
nice call. All right.
Yeah. Now with this gold grab here as well, you can see that it's mostly in Lotus's favor throughout this game, but there's a lot of points that Degens are still making comebacks. They're still not out of it. They still have a very strong fighting chance, especially with the Kale just now hitting 11 in the top lane. She's that insurance policy that they are gonna need.
Almost there. Dark Reverence too, 4-1. The short range on Lucian is a pretty difficult matchup versus Caitlyn, and to be able to leave unscathed and let alone 4-1, that's not really nothing to knock off there. Early start onto this Dragon, looking for that soul point. Gallia will throw down the wind. I don't think it's going to really be enough to deter them away. 4 is here. 5 are here. Is looking pretty engaged there. Does get the punch, but doesn't. Oh no, does have assault and battery. So I'm not actually surprised why the engage wasn't fully there. Accelerate with that full rage bar and has to transform now. This is a little unfortunate. So they're going to force their way in. I don't know if this is the proper call here. Silas on the back right now. Not caught on a ward. Everfrost still land. With the Gnarl as well. Wobble Bobble is nice. Solar Flare coming over from Leona to kind of save them out. But it's not going to be enough. JVL stealing the Kale ult to keep himself going. Ace in the hole there for the triple. And they're showing nothing but aces.
Alistar finding himself a massive triple kill off the back of Accelerates. Extremely good ultimate as well. And JVL, he had the KO ultimate for that fight, and he was able to use it to keep Alistar alive for so long. But JVL, okay, it was a really nice Everfrost there. They're able to walk it out, I think. But still, JVL, you're really low right now. You're sitting on a lot of gold. Very powerful in the Silas still. He did give away that one shutdown, right? But that does not mean that they are not able to absolutely crush those team fights, as that was the first dragon picked up there by Lotus.
That was really nice there, and it being an Ocean Soul, this is going to be a good start. So see, this is taunt being landed. I don't think that's going to be about a wrap there, unfortunately. Does get the wind as well, but this is where I feel like there's a downside to getting the early dragon. Checking back over onto the last dragon fight real quick. And
yeah, as you can see, Lotus, they had river control, not at first. Degenerates actually had river control before Lotus. They gave it up, and then it just came down to who got the first engage. Accelerate got the Gnar. He got it onto two people. That was the most important Alistar. He just had every auto in the book. He just had so much free time to auto, as we have yet another team fight.
And back on in. Leona just trying to hold herself down, but it's just a little bit too little, too late. Alistar now is unstoppable. Hot S'mores just trying to pick up this little bit of camp and just try to retreat back, as they're now sharing the jungle.
Yeah, at this point, you do have to start giving as many resources into Bossy the Cat as you can as JVL with the flash.
JVL with the flash, missing the chain link there, unfortunately there. The Avs Sun just a little off there. But I like the spirit, honestly. I really like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, I mean, you trade Silas's flash when he already has so many dashes for a KO flash, and she's, ooh, Alistar.
Oh, too much there. Getting the 1v1 in, and it's just more than enough. 5-1, man. This is the battle of the ADCs as of right now. With the top there, too, as well.
Yeah, battle of the ADCs, right? Both of them, these very early game, early damage champions. Neither of them really built for these mid to late game skirmishes or team fights, right? So it's just, yeah, they're both way up there in gold. Dark River's just slightly higher by 500. That's like half an item. That's like a quarter of an ADC item, right? They're all 3,000 gold. So very even between the two. Very even CS as well. 10 CS a minute for both of these ADCs. Far, far and ahead of anyone else on the map.
That is a lot of money there. Way too much there in for the pocket. And checking out the items, almost going just about the same route. JVL here on the catch. Chambers is going to land, looking for the knockup as well. Taunt is there, but the knockback over from the Cool Crab is going to be enough for them to kind of get the retreat. Bazzi will have to use TP as well, just for extra precaution. But checking on it, Vine going on in. Assault and battery over, but she's way too close to the tower. Solar Flare is going to be landed. There goes the calling as well. Dark Reverend getting the pick as well. Ace in the hole going on in, but it's going to get dropped back over onto the other. Dark Reverend with the assault forward. I think that is all they're going to get here, though.
That was so many summoners burned, so many ultimates burned. And you know what they got for it? They got a single kill onto JVL. Degenerates threw.
Flash check going on in, dropping back.
That was one kill, ADC versus ADC. Once again.
Just way too deep there. Even with the red, having used the Gale Force proc plus dash, still couldn't get out of it. And yeah, you can just see Lucy.
Man, Dark Reverence, he.
Checking back onto it. Bessie with getting picked there. That is super unfortunate there. And right before Dragon to be spawned too, 30 seconds left. Bessie should be back, but already having to use TP in that last play will not be there exactly when Dragon is spawned. So this will be a slight 4v5 for a moment.
Yeah, Lotus, they got the pick that they need for this next dragon. With the gold lead, maybe they don't particularly need a pick, right? But still, it is always nice to just make sure that you can confirm yourself. You know that there's not going to be a KL here, which means that there most likely will not be Degenerates Steam here to try and stop you. The only thing they can look for is a steal. Again, smites are just 900 across the board. It doesn't matter what level it is, but it doesn't even look like Hot Scores is going to go for it, which will even up these dragons. You have one Cloud, one Infernal for Degens, and now 2 Oceans for Lotus.
That's 5% help every percent. Flash Talk going on in. Solar Flare barely whiffing there. JDL is going to be able to get the full engage following up as well. Groom serving on the run. Ace in a hole will drop him. Accelerate here as well. Solar Flare being dropped for JBL, but unfortunately he does miss it there. Accelerate looking for that throwaway. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. The minion wave being cleared out by the Cool Crab there. Really nice work.
Yeah, that's the power of a Cinder, right? Is you have wave clear, you have CC. It's almost like in Anivia, right? It's just you pick this champion for its wave clear and like immediate CC, and then she's always going to use the Cool Crab, making it play. I think very nicely as you do see Lotus starting up the Baron here. A very nice strong macro. You have the top lane shove, mid lane. You just did have shoves, but of course, like we were saying, Cool Crab, you can insta shove away the Cinder. So you shoved it out as much as you possibly can. No contest on this Baron. Wasn't even any vision on this Baron from Degens.
Barely an inconvenience, making those Baron secures look easy over there. There is no vision over on the side of DGS there at all. So that was a very easy Baron pickup there, and really should start taking down these second tier towers and structures and really start closing out this game if they can continue playing the way they are.
Yeah, Lotus has a very strong gold lead. They've held it the whole game. There has been a few, maybe 1 or 2 throws, right? It is the number one comes back to my mind is JVL. He made a lot of strong plays bot side, right? He was playing very strongly for Alistar and Mr. Kiwi, and he did get them a lot of kills and a lot of CS in their pocket. Still sitting at about 10 CS a minute on the Caitlyn, but it is still JVL head of the show. So much gold in his pocket and absolutely making it well known that he is very comfortable playing the Sylas.
Yeah, Sylas was super nice over for JVL. Not a extremely hard hot shooting horses right here. Assault and battery, making it look easy on the pick there. Getting traded though, Leona there as well, but that's gonna be 2 actually. Make it 3. No, they're gonna have to retreat back over. Ace in a hole going, but not close enough. So that is gonna be the 2 for 1. That was a really nice pick startup, but unfortunately, I just don't think that was worth it.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
As we get a little forward onto it, they're going to continue the assault with the mini buff. I do not agree with this call. That's 2. Cool Crab taking one of the minions back. But looking over onto the mid side, not Yoshi really putting on the damages here, and is going to live and get the inhib. Is on the chase there. Does drop out the frozen domain, but I think he will escape with his life. Q charge coming on in. He's gonna have to use a pillar of ice. Assault and battery is gonna come down on Not Yoshi. He's gonna try to get away, but it's just gonna not be enough. But I think that's more than a fair trade. That was about 3 towers there, plus the middle inhib with the bot inhib nearly destroyed. Checking back onto the late game is getting late, and we only have about 45 seconds left, and this will be sole point for any team here, and this will be extremely pivotal. The thing is, I'm not sure if, excuse me, if DGS will be able to really contest this soul point, especially with mid tower being pushed in, with super minions being spawned, and just the way Lotus has been playing this game, it is really serious. And honestly, you don't want any pick or mess up at this time of the game. Keep looking around, and yeah, look how deep they are over in the enemy territory. Pillar of ice, or like pillar of trash, gets dropped there. Gonna take away the nut as well. They're just gonna start soul here.
No, what's up, Huey? I think we lost Cam, so I'm gonna come in here for the last part of this game. But yeah, they're about to get the dragon. Just uncontested, man.
That was quick. That was quick. So check it back on in. The flash taunt is going to be landed there. Bazzi in trouble. He's going to have to use the ult there, and he's going to have to maybe escape with it. But they're going to turn back around. Calling, putting out the damages there. But I don't know if it's going to be enough for it. JBL living off 10 in a dream, and it's going to pick up 2. Going back for the 1v1 on the ADC.
Oh, no.
Dark Reverence is going to win, but Lotus is looking for the cleanup, and they are going to get it. Not Yoshi on the run there. Dark Reverence just trying to kite and maybe able to get away with this. JVL actually on the hunt as well. Accelerate is going to push back as well, but I think they realize that, hey, there's other things on the map than just chasing for Lucian. But Accelerate wants it. Transform back, and man, just give it up, bro.
Yeah, just run away, man.
No.
There's gotta be stuff going on back in the base. Yeah, here's a replay coming up for you real quick. This might just be the end of the game, but I don't know. They're not gonna back off. They're not gonna end the game, so maybe no replay on that one. Not much, honestly, to analyze on that. They kind of just slaughtered them. Took the dragon. They're up to 3 ocean dragons now, which is a very strong spot for them to be in. Not only are you on Ocean Soul Point here, Huey, but you have tons of regen stacked up at a point in the game that's not too. Oh, jeez.
Hot S'mores going on in, blocking with the assault and battery. Now Yoshi taking a lot of damage there, and they're gonna trade it. The call coming on in with the transformation, and it's not gonna be enough, and that's an easy pickup there.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about in draft, Huey. This team comp that they drafted is just crazy at pick potential, right? Here's that replay we were talking about. Hot S'mores in with the ultimate. It was a great ult for him. Over coming back here, actually, fight around the Baron pit.
Oh, Hot S'mores going on in and just punching whoever steps forward. But with the Solar Flare lockdown when Ali started wobble combo, drops him there. Kiwi's on the run, but he cannot get away from the Dark Reverence damage, man. Justice through those guns is serious.
Hey, Huey, check it out. Kale's hit level 16. That's Exodia, baby.
Ooh, but
That's
it's not Exodia. Miracles with the trap there.
Oh my god. I can't believe that just happened.
What? Knockback. Oh, saves the dodge balls as well by eating that. Oh! Alistar with the dodge with the assault and batteries gonna lock it down. But checking over the 3v1, they're gonna put on the damages there, and they're gonna clear out the towers. Looking over for the Nexus as well, and I think that's going to be game. Dark Reverence putting on the damages there. The Hourglass is there. Accelerate just putting on the work, trying to finish it out. It's so close, but they finally push it out.
That was crazy, Huey. That was so good.
Insane.
Oh, man.
There.
Yeah, for a game 1 effort from a team that was never supposed to have a chance in this series, that was really good, man. Degens definitely had a good game in that first round of this series, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the series. I think they can actually take games off of Lotus now after watching that one and watching them be competitive. I'm looking forward to it.
That was a real serious game there. Just a battle of the ADCs, battle of the mid, and then once that mid game dropped, it got insane. TPs being dropped off everywhere. That was a crazy game 1 with 2 more on the way. On that note, we will be right back as we get into game 2.